So you haven't need to take some of the more draconian lockdown measures some of your colleagues have. Does that mean that the measures, the tentative measures you did take, can be unwound sooner? And can you update us what you plan to do?
Sure. Yeah, happy to do that, and thank you very much for that opportunity. 8 of us Republican states all took the tack that our people understood common sense. You asked them to do the right thing, they would do the right thing. We calibrated that with Dr. Fauci. He came and said, I think you're doing functionally the equivalent. So we really feel like the people of Wyoming have stepped up. We do see a lot of variation around the state. Some places a little bit more. Very sadly today, we had 4 deaths in Indian country on the Wind River Reservation, something we had hoped never to see, but sadly, I think it speaks to the insidiousness of this disease. But to your point about what we're doing to relax, since we never really closed down, I've kept in close contact with all of our industries, just making sure that we had the workforce capacity and people were taking the precautions they needed to keep working. They have kept working. And now we're looking at, you may see my hair looks a little bit unkempt. We're looking at ways that we can maybe relax some of the requirements we have for barbers and beauty salons and others to sort of get people back working again in these pretty workaday kinds of professions that everybody depends on.
Governor, given the limited measures you took because the limited impact was there, you still encountered protesters who want to end all of this now, but you're also dealing with many residents in your state, and if national polls are accurate, who are leery about rushing back. 6 out of 10 who feel very, very leery and are anxious about the coronavirus itself. How do you balance that?
Well, we've really tried to find that sort of careful spot in between both extremes, relying a little bit on our counties where we've seen higher degrees, places like Teton County where there's been a higher incidence. They've wanted to be a little more cautious, and other counties that don't have any cases whatsoever where they've wanted to be a little more relaxed. What we've decided to do, and we'll probably announce later this week, is build a dashboard that the people of Wyoming can follow along with to see, if we're seeing one of the big challenges, and I know you talked about this earlier, was testing capacity. And despite what everybody says, we are limited on our testing capacity. We're working just like every other state to get adequate tests, adequate PPE. That's one of the measures that we're going to look at. Another measure is how many ICU beds that we have available, what their capacity requirements are, the prevalence of non-traceable versus community spread. Those things, put them out on a dashboard and indicate to people, look, we want to do the right thing here. Nobody has figured out how to relax in a pandemic like this. So bear with us. We'll keep you updated and we'll do the right thing.